what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the linebackers for the upcoming camp battles. This is serious. Boom, you know how we do it? Cap mode time, baby. Alright, guys, so we are getting closer to training camp. The NFLPA and NFL just came up with an agreement to get camp going July 21st. That'll be on Tuesday. The rookies will report to training camp. That'll mean Frisco. The Cowboys will be practicing in Frisco. No fans will be allowed. This just came out from the NFL. There will be no fans at any of the training camps this year, and a lot of them are being held locally, obviously. But that's where we're at with everything here. Veterans will report July 28th to training camp. So we are days away, and we're wrapping up this series of the camp battles. Appreciate everybody that has been checking out all of these camp battle videos with everybody's input, commentary. Appreciate all of you guys. Okay, but without further ado, we're going to get into the linebackers. Here we go. Yes, the linebackers. Let's get into this. First, we're going to go over by looking at the 2019. Who made the team at the end of the roster cuts? 6 linebackers. Sean Lee, Jaylon Smith, LVE, Joe Thomas, Justin March, and Luke Gifford were the 6 that made the final cuts. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the incumbents for 2020. All right, and the first guy we're going to take a look at is Sean Lee, the General. Right, Sean Lee has been with the Cowboys for a very long time. Okay, he's coming down to the end of his career. He signed a 1-year deal to come back to the Cowboys. He's going to be 35 years old as this season gets underway, and he still has a lot in the tank. You know, he has missed a lot of time. We know the history behind Sean Lee, but he does provide that extra pop, that depth, and leadership. All right, he's captained this defense before, but they've kind of passed that torch down to Jaylon Smith and LVE, but Sean Lee, very, very good. Still has a lot of good play in him. But let's try to get this guy a ring, guys. We got to get Sean Lee a Super Bowl ring. Hopefully we can get it done this year. The next player, the next incumbent on this list is Jaylon Smith. We just talked about him. Got a lot of flack in the offseason here. Some warranted, but most of it unwarranted. You know, a lot of people say he had an offseason, this and that. But, I mean, for me, it's the middle of the defense. Any good linebacker needs a good defensive tackle unit. You know, to take a look at Luke Kuechly's career. Had very stingent, staunch defenders there in the middle. Allowed him to make plays all over the place. Jaylon Smith's the same way. Looking back at him at Notre Dame, you guys know I'm a Notre Dame fan. A lot of his success was due to the large men there in the middle, whether it was Sheldon Day, Jerry Tillery, Isaac Rochelle, whoever. I mean, the defenders are long there, and they're in the NFL for a good reason. They play good up in the middle, and let these linebackers around the league make plays. And for Jaylon Smith to excel, really, you know, if he doesn't have LVE next to his side, he needs those big men in the middle. So I expect that to be something that we're going to see an improvement as far as, you know, what the fans have expectations for Jaylon Smith. So better up the middle, beefier, the Baconators. Gerald McCoy, Dontari Poe, Neville Gallimore, I think, is going to be the one that's really going to shine in this group. You know, obviously we have the vets, and then Tristan Hill, hopefully he can do something for us in year 2 of his career. Okay, this one here, the Wolf Hunter, LVE Leighton Vander Esch. Okay, he's coming into his 3rd year. Had a little bit of a setback last year with the neck stinger, which turned into a surgery, which turned into great concerns by Cowboys Nation fans all over the world. You know, there was a lot of talk leading up to the draft. You know, there were reports that he had neck issues and that sort of thing. And you know, now we're seeing some of that now. So hopefully he can get back to his normal self. He is a tackling machine, perhaps the best tackler on the team. But if you're guarding yourself against tackling, you're guarding yourself against re-injuring yourself. Are you the same player? That is going to be the key here, and we're going to see that relatively easily. Will they pull back on him during training camp? If there's a preseason, do they even play him? I don't expect much action, but we do need to see him take a couple of hits here and there. We need to see him get into the scrum and make sure that, yes, this is in fact ready to go, and he's ready to rock and roll. Okay, let's go to the next player. Next, we're going to take a look at the challengers, or in this case, the challenger, and that's going to be Luke Gifford, 2nd year linebacker. Okay, had an outstanding preseason, offseason. I like him right there with Donovan Wilson. These two guys really had great impact on the team. Injuries set both of them back. Luke Gifford playmaking, able to sniff the ball out, quick to recognize and hit and strike. I like his potential, and he's a player that I think could challenge, but more as somebody that could fill in if somebody gets injured, and mainly we're talking about Sean Lee. So can he fill in for Sean Lee? Yes. Can he fill in for Leighton Vander Esch? Yes. He has that versatility, that flex to play those positions and be an impact player for this team for this year. And I really like him for the future for this team. I really am a big fan of Luke Gifford. Okay. Let's now take a look at players that are in the mix. First one here is going to be Joe Thomas. Okay. Joe Thomas, if you remember, we got him from the Packers. So Mike McCarthy's going to know some background on him. But also, you know, part of the reason why they went ahead and let him go, they sent him off. So McCarthy knows his weaknesses, why he was able to let him go, and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of interesting to see how he's going to play out here with the Cowboys now that Mike McCarthy's here. But I do like the depth that he gave us, filling in for Sean Lee. I think he did a really good job, actually. So I think he'll be in the mix as well. But I still, you know, I think Luke Gifford has more of the playmaking ability and long-term, you know, viability for the Cowboys. But Joe Thomas, he'll be in the mix, an integral part of, you know, that depth for our linebackers. Kind of the same thing for Justin March. Okay, Justin March extended a 1-year deal. Him and Joe Thomas are on 1-year deals. The Cowboys, you know, they're going to need to figure out the long-term plan here for a linebacker. You know, when you're talking about LVE and Jaylon Smith looking like the long-term guys, you do need a couple other guys. So Justin March is going to really have to make it here on special teams. Joe Thomas is better. Gifford's better. So me, Justin March is kind of on the outer cusp here. He's really going to be the one that's probably going to need to fend off some of these other linebackers that the Cowboys brought in during the offseason. And those are going to be the Underdogs. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look at the Underdogs here. Cowboys added Francis Bernard out of the Utah Utes. Played there with Bradley and I in that awesome Utah defense. There's a lot to like about him. You know, he's sideline to sideline. Very, very physical, violent play. He's got good hands. He can catch the ball, make interceptions. His speed and long distance speed is not that good. But I think for him to make this team, it's going to have to be on special teams and outplay, like I said, somebody like a Justin March. And if that's the case, he could have a pretty decent career. But if not, practice squad could be the best choice for him. Same deal here for Azur Kamara. To me, he has the body of an outside linebacker. This could be more of your position flex type of player, but more of a project player. 6'4", 235, pretty light, a little slender. But, you know, if you look at his collegiate career, he did get to the quarterback. He does have the ability to get to the quarterback. That's why I think he's more of a DPR, a designated pass rusher, but somebody that you're going to need to develop and get in the weight room and bulk up for the next level, you know, for the NFL. So Azur Kamara, he'll be in the mix. He'll be one of these big underdogs, and let's see if he can get on here. Maybe a practice squad candidate, okay? Let's take a look at my 2020 projection for the linebackers. I think they go with 6 again, and it's basically a carbon copy of last year, with my differences, Luke Gifford moving up the depth chart here. But Joe Thomas and Justin March, I think that's where the real action begins as far as trying to really lock up a position and try to fend off the newcomers, Francis Bernard and Azur Kamara. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, I think it almost looks the same. Okay. Let me know what you guys think about the linebackers, everybody. Who do you have making it? Do you think they go 6? Do you think they go 7? Any surprises? Let me know in the comments, guys. And we're getting closer to training camp. You know, like I said, NFL announced rookies on the 21st. Everybody else on the 28th. So training camp is just right around the corner. We do have 2 camp battle segments remaining, tight ends and quarterbacks, and we'll knock that out before camp starts. But other than that, guys, I really do appreciate every single one of you, all my members. Shout out to all you guys, all subscribers. Hit share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.